Devourer is a living legend amongst bosses in Bug Fables. On top of deadly poison and multiple attacks to strike your whole party, some even removing your own teammates, the Fiend can summon fly traps to aid it in battle and deliver you a beating. In this video, I'll be giving you a crash course to show this bully of a plant what happens when you start pushing back. Devourer can be fought midway through Chapter 2 after the Harvest Festival, since V's Beamerang will gain the hold ability. Despite this, I do not recommend fighting this boss this early at all, as you can't even claim your reward for its defeat until after Chapter 3 begins. As for Devourer's attacks, it has a few up its stem. First up is its Acid Spit. It does 3 damage on normal mode, 4 damage on hard mode, and inflicts poison if you fail to block it. Next is Poison Breath, which you must mash buttons or use sequential keys to reduce damage. It does 2 damage to your entire party on normal mode, 3 damage on hard mode, and inflicts poison if you fail to block the attack. Devourer can also launch a delayed shot of acid to target a random position in your formation. It does 3 damage on normal mode, 4 damage on hard mode. Devourer's most notorious move, however, is the Head Slam. It does 4 damage on normal mode, 5 damage on hard mode, and if Devourer has taken damage prior, there is a chance one of your bugs on their way down will fly into its mouth, where they will be trapped for the next 3 turns. While trapped, they lose 3 HP per turn and are completely helpless. That very same 3 HP they lose every turn is added to Devourer's total. Long and short, you hurt, it heals. They can't attack, they can't use items, they can't have items used on them, and if you lose your remaining 2 members with the trapped bug still alive, you lose the fight on the spot. There's no defense for this. Even if you super block the attack, the chance of losing a bug to this attack will always exist. And lastly, Devourer can summon fly traps to fight alongside it. They do 3 damage on normal mode, 4 damage on hard mode, and are summoned every other turn, starting with turn 1. If you knock a fly trap out, it comes back the very same turn unless you KO it literally the turn it spawns. Defeating Devourer, however, will also eliminate all the fly traps that are remaining. How do you beat Devourer, however, is what I'm about to show you right now. Now that you know this boss and what it's capable of, let's talk strategy. Allow me to start off by saying that if you want a consistent strategy to beat Devourer, you're not going to fight it until after Chapter 3. It's possible to do it 4, but I honestly think you're much better off waiting. Because of how Devourer's Head Slam works, you have to slam this boss literally as hard and fast as possible before you get potentially screwed over even when playing perfectly. At least before now. Once again, Shock Trooper is coming to our rescue, but not without the other metal that helps make this even remotely possible, Miracle Matter. As miserable as this fight otherwise is, there's a certain silver bullet strategy that's guaranteed to work no matter what Devourer tries to do. Make a bunch of shock candies, which can be done with flour and agaric shrooms. Both are found in Defiant Root. How many shock candies? As many as you can hold. Give Leaf or V Shock Trooper and Kabu Miracle Matter. On that note, I hope you've been relying more on an HP plus and haven't been leveling up HP too much, because if you have, this strategy will become much more risky. Yes, you actually need to have lower HP for this to work. Start this fight with your squad hurt if you have to. Have either Leaf or V equip Shock Trooper, and finally, Hard Hits. Why Hard Hits? Because it'll make bragging rights all the more sweet. Also, if you see the Head Slam, it helps make sure that your entire party, except for your Shock Trooper, is KO'd. The one without Shock Trooper, have them spine Devourer, they're not important. Kabu with Understrike has to smack Devourer as hard as possible in one attack. The bug with Shock Trooper, pop a shock candy in their mouth and watch as your friends perish before your very eyes, and Devourer helplessly strikes against you. While you wait for your numb to wear off, Kabu will revive with 2 HP left thanks to the Miracle Matter medal, and is ready to attack again. Focus on aiming to hit Devourer and its fly traps if you can, but just nailing Devourer and the front fly trap is good enough. Another shock candy for the Shock Trooper equipper, and you can just repeat this song and dance until Devourer is KO'd. The reason this strategy works is because Devourer cannot trap a bug in its mouth if it would end the fight right there and then. If you only have 1 bug left alive after the attack, they're safe from the Pitcher Plant Swallow and are free to carry on fighting. Or, well, stay entirely still with minor twitching. Unless the game's anti-status softlock mechanic kicks in anyway. Yeah, that's a thing. After 5 turns of being unable to move, the game knocks you out of your status prison and you can act again. It's nice basically anywhere but here, as it reduces how long you can keep yourself numb. Fortunately, it doesn't make this fight any less possible as long as you have your action commands on point. And with how this fight will play out, that's not too high a bar to hit, though that's only on normal mode and hard mode. The reason you want to use Kabu and his Understrike skill here is because Leaf's Icefall only hits once, so it does less damage overall, and Kabu can hit the fly traps too, meaning that if you have Chompy, she can help you deal damage by having Kabu eliminate the otherwise barriers blocking her path, while V can only target one at a time with her Hurricane Toss. Yes, you can use Leaf's Ice Rain, but that's a whole chapter later than what V can do, and at least Kabu gets his new move without needing to do any required fights. There are other ways you can fight Devourer, but yeah, good luck. Literally. Power Exchange has its rightful place in this fight on Kabu if you want for the strategy to work if Devourer has more than one defense, as both the extra power and reduced defense will be to your advantage. However, you don't necessarily need 10 MP for this fight to work. You can realistically beat this fight at rank 2 if you opt for favorite 1, which is actually kind of incredible. But it has some weird interactions with bugs that just get KO'd as this battle triggers. You can check out my Tough Bugs challenge video to see what I mean. As far as other options to fight Devourer, to be honest, there are faster ways to win, but there's no guarantee of success if you try them. You can try using Hard Charge and Ice Rain after Chapter 5, and maybe using Spicy Candies alongside Weak Stomach and Poison attackers to really boost Leaf's damage, but all it takes is one head slam to jeopardize your entire strategy. Yeah, just use Shock Trooper and Miracle Matter. I even have a boss raid video on Broodmother if you need help beating her for Miracle Matter, and for Mother Chomper if you need help recruiting Chompy. Though given how Devourer's head slam does work, this also means that fighting Devourer with only one bug is actually pretty viable. Something I like to do for fun sometimes is use Abominations, Heavy Sleeper, Drowsy Cakes, Weak Stomach, and Poison Defenders on one bug. It looks scary, and in truth it is pretty tough too, but it's weird. It feels more fair to fight Devourer with only one bug than it does with 3, or sometimes only 2. But if you think that's impressive, I've beaten Devourer with only Chompy before. Trust me when I say I know my way around the block. Either way, this punk plant is about to get served by a whole new generation of explorers. Go out there and make them sorry for ever sprouting in your wake. With January nearing its conclusion, I would like to ask you all, are there any bosses in this game that you want me to make tutorials on? If so, please consider leaving a comment down below. It just helps to know what my audience is thinking. Until next time, I've got a certain card game that needs my attention. Please consider subscribing so that I can get my community tab at 500 subscribers. Now if you'll excuse me, I have a special video planned for the 4th of February, which by some coincidence is also my birthday, but that's besides the point. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.